all tarot lovers out there. This is a pick a card reading, timeless pick a card reading about how do they see you with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. I have more readings like this up on my channel page. Click my little Queen of Cups icon if you need more assistance after you have seen this reading. You can also look not only on the pick a card readings, but also on the love readings for Sagittarius season, November to December. That's also up on my first channel page. So this is a reading where you pick from 1, 2, 3, 4, one of these piles. Choose the one that reaches out to you the most. It might be highlighted with stronger colors, or you just your eye is going towards that pile immediately. It can also be the pile that you are distinctively avoid, but then it's usually a message there which might be a little bit hard to hear. So I will give you a moment to pick your cards. Okay, so I hope you were able to make your choice. I'm going to pause a little bit because I think one of my candles is trying to suffocate itself. So, as magic, it's enlightened again. So, I will start with pile number 1 for those of you that chose pile number 1, and I will put away these other piles for now. So, we have this first card. We will check it again a little bit later, but it's invoke, so it's about calling something out, and we'll see what goes on with that. Here is your tarot cards, and it's the Hermit in the reversed, the Lovers. No, see, it's the Strength card actually in the reversed, and also the Empress. So it seems like there's a little bit of a distance between you. They think that you have been a little bit of a lone wolf, or kind of pulling away from them, and that you're using your self-control to do this. But it seems like in many ways you're still a very important person for them, like number 1, it feels for me. They still feel you out there, feel your love, or feel the connection between you. But it seems like they think that you have used your self-control to kind of get away from them, or to not give to them in the manner that you might have given to them before. It might also be that you have traveled away from them, maybe done something that's good for you, taking a job that was for your career but might not have improved the relationship or made distance between you two. You might also have traveled to seek out more personal and spiritual growth, and but mainly it feels like they feel that you have done this kind of towards them. They feel a little bit like a victim in this situation, that you have chosen something else instead of them. So, and we have this stepping into stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence. So they realize this, your power now. I think you might have tried to get them to understand something in the past, and then you kind of gave up, is my feeling. And this stepping into stillness and silence is what is the consequence of them not listening to you earlier. So now they realize this power, and it's a little bit painful for them, but it kind of has increased their respect for you, and it has also increased their respect for their feelings towards you. That when it's this distance between you, they feel it, okay, it vibrating through their body. And then we have this, I want to harmonize with what I believe is good. So I think in the past there might have been a lot of quarrels between you two, or a lot of ups and downs, and they didn't want to make the effort that you suggested because they thought it wasn't worth it, because your relationship wasn't that good, or it wasn't that harmonious. So they wanted to turn towards things that was harmonious, and that's the explanation to why they didn't make more of an effort for you. So I'll read this. I want to be the best I can be. I want to do and have and live in a way that is in harmony with my idea of the greatest goodness. I want to harmonize physically here in this body with that which I believe to be the best or the good way of life. If you will make those statements and then do not take action unless you feel good, you will always be moving in harmony with your idea of that which is good. So if you felt like there was a lack of effort on their behalf, it was because they felt your relationship wasn't harmonious enough to make that kind of effort. So if you would get a second chance, it would be maybe a good thing if you could leave the small details kind of without quarreling about every little detail, but actually having more focus on the grander scheme of things, and letting things pass without comment or without too much of a fuss, because this person has been kind of testing you if you could live in harmony with them, and if you would, they would have made more of an effort. But I think you have a little bit of a temperament, and you might have given them a lot of your love and a lot of your attention, and you also had a lot of complaints about the relationship. So all this was out on the table, always to be discussed. But they wanted for you to just be friends, to just be close, to just not have to quarrel all the time, for you to have their back. It might feel unfair because you might feel that they didn't have your back, but I think this might have come with time if there would have been less struggles and conflicts in the relationship. So they miss you now, but they feel also that if you are ever going to be back together, because it feels for me like there's a gap between you, it needs to be more in harmony, like the relationship needs to be more harmonious. And we have here chemistry in the reversed, and I think that's also their feelings towards you. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and when it comes in the reverse, it's like not enough chemistry to keep this relationship going, because they felt a little bit like a whipped dog, like someone that got a lot of beating up and wasn't good enough and couldn't behave, and there was a lot of things that were wrong with them. So they kind of, if you felt like they were disappearing from you, it was because they felt lack of chemistry because of all the quarrels and all the disagreements. Okay. And invoke. So I feel like they want to have a rekindling between you two, but they don't want to be the only one being at fault. So they have ideas of what they want to have changed between you so the relationship can be better and more harmonious. Ask for a blessing. There is endless supply of divine support awaiting your request. It also seems like they want you to reach out, and they want you to show some effort towards them. They are praying for you to reach out, and they probably don't want to be the one to reach out because they want to see that you have changed too. So basically, this is what I see. Okay, so I'll show you the reading from above, and I hope it helped. And if you need more answers, go to my Queen of Cups channel page, the first channel page, the little icon there, and you can watch some of the other pick a card readings or the readings for the astrological signs. But now this reading is done, and we're going to move on to pile number 2. So this is it. Okay. So we have this, and it's growth. It looks a little bit like the tarot card, and a little bit like the stone tablets that was being taken down from the mountain. And it also look a little bit like Judgment Day. It's almost like a little person there, and this big, like all these rules, like all these things that needs to be achieved during this lifetime. So I think this person feels a lot of pressure to grow, but they don't feel comfortable with it. It's like it's a little bit frightening for them. So we have 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, the King of Wands, and the 7 of Wands in the reversed. So it seems like they feel that you didn't want to commit to them, or it might have been the issue of them not wanting to commit to you. But basically there was one person in this relationship that didn't put in all their effort, didn't fight for the situation. And it could have been a very lucky situation. It could have been a very prosperous situation. But someone didn't put in, their best effort, because they probably think that it wasn't worth it, or because it was beneath them to do this kind of effort. They might have felt like you had a good thing going, but you gave up on them, or they might regret that they had a good thing going with you, but they didn't put in enough effort. So that is what I'm feeling. It can be a little bit different for different people here, because I didn't feel like this was entirely about you. And we have the starting fresh. A wonderful new beginning is blossoming in my life. And it feels a little bit like they want to start anew, that they don't want to put more effort into this relationship of yours. They actually want to have a new beginning, like a new start here. And they're wishing for someone new to come into their life, that maybe someone that will make more effort into their life. They might also think that you don't want them back, because you want someone that can commit and make more effort. And then we have this, we are each responsible for the thoughts we think. So it feels like they have left you a little bit hanging at times, like they want you to take responsibility for everything that's you are feeling in the relationship, or you felt in the relationship. Like if there was a problem, they wanted you to take responsibility for feeling that it was a problem, less than them making an effort to make a change. It's like they wanted you to be very adult and grown and not complain about things, but actually if they didn't fulfill your needs, you should have kind of taken care of that yourself. They didn't want you to be dependent on them. We are each responsible for the thoughts we think. When you are in alignment with who you really are, you cannot help but uplift those with whom you come into contact. Your value to those around you hinges upon only one thing: your personal alignment with Source. And the only thing you have to give to another is an example of that alignment, which other may observe, then desire, and then work to achieve. But you cannot give it to them. Everyone is responsible for the thoughts they think and the things that they choose as their objects of attention. So it feels like a mix with this card we saw, growth, that they are very fearful of growth, and they don't want to be pushed into growth. They don't want to be pushed into having to make an effort or to change themselves or to be a better person. So they put a lot of responsibility on you, that you should cope with some of their bad behaviors, and you shouldn't ask them to change. Even God is not allowed to ask this person to change. So it's like they have given up, and they want both you and them to start new relationships. But what they are really doing is avoiding growth and avoiding personal responsibility. So maybe this person is a little bit too selfish to be in a relationship, is what I'm feeling. And we have this from the Romance Angel. We have free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. So again, it feels like this person's go-to approach with everything is to kind of take control and, care about themselves and not care about others. So I think you wanted a commitment with this person and more effort from this person, and they refused to give it to you, basically. And the divine also wants them to grow, but they are refusing that too. So it's a very stubborn person that you have stumbled upon here, and they think like it's my way or the highway. And if people doesn't please them or not subordinate to their ideas of how things should be, then they're kind of just moving on without making any effort to stay and care or fix things. And it's because in some way they are almost like an orphan child that has this idea of them needing to fixing everything on their own, that they can't really lean towards other people to get help. But on the other hand, they are a little bit spoiled and get a lot of help from people, but they kind of don't want it. It's like they refuse help, or they refuse like taking on good ideas or following good ideas that you have or that any one person have. And they all are about their own ideas and what they want to have done in their life. So they don't think so much about you. They think a great deal about you, but they don't think in the terms of thinking about you and trying to figure out you. They are more seeing themselves in like contradiction to you or in comparison to you. So when they think of you, they think about how you treated them, or how you needed to put up with certain things from them, because in other case they wouldn't care, or they would leave, or they would. So they're a very self-centered person. That's basically what I'm seeing. And they have a hard time dealing with personal growth and growing because they don't want to. They are super stubborn, this person. And it's accept the lesson. When things don't go your way, something more important to the growth of our soul is in the works. So I think that you were maybe here to give this person a lesson, and they might need to encounter many people like you to give them this same lesson, because this person is a little bit pig-headed and they will lose a lot of relationships because of how they are acting. And you are only one of those people that I feel that they have lost. And they are not going to make an effort to get you back. They actually need to have their little face, in the mud and being abandoned again and again and again and again, until they don't think this is funny anymore, this with the my way and the highway kind of thing. So it's a very stubborn person, and maybe it would be best for you to really use some self-control, much like what you have learned from this person, how much self-control you can have. They have a lot of self-control. So use what you have learned and take this self-control and move along. Leave this person to their destiny, because they will maybe change when they are old and gray and they are thinking, okay, I wasted a lot of time. I should have been with that person, but I was too stubborn. And then it's too late. The whole life has already been, played out. So you don't want to sit around and wait for such a person to, get that kind of lesson. It might take lifetimes for this person to realize anything about interacting with other people. They are very, very self-centered. Okay, so I'm sorry. If you need more help and assistance, you can go to my channel, my Queen of Cups icon there. And on the first channel page, there are more readings like this, pick a card readings, but also the love readings for Sagittarius season is up for all the astrological signs. So that can be of help to you. So now I will move on with reading number 2. 3, sorry. I will move on with reading number 3. And we have this little stone here and this card with beauty. So they see you as a beauty, as a person that's very beautiful and attractive to their eye. And here we have the tarot cards. from the Law of Attraction Tarot. And I see the King of Pentacles in the reverse, the Chariot, and the Fool. So even if this person sees you as a very beautiful person, they don't seem to take a lot of responsibility for the relationship. It's like whatever happens is fine, and they might be a little bit hard to get, or they might also think that you're a little bit hard to get. But basically, I'm feeling that this person is a little bit about themselves and my way or the highway. It's much like number 2, what I'm sensing here. But this person is a little bit more open to business. It's like before you go into this relationship and it's like the beginning of a relationship where this person is still all about themselves, but they are eager to try. They want to try this out. They want to see what's in it for them. But remember what I said, that they are wanting to see what's in this relationship for them. So, embracing the future. I step into the future with an open heart. So this person wants to explore this relationship and want to see what's to find there. And they are very optimistic at this point because maybe it's not a lot of experience just yet with this relationship. It's new and it's fresh and it's still very interesting. So they are hopeful to what can come out of this. And it might be that they have felt a little bit lonely in the past and like all up in their head, but now they feel very refreshed with starting something new with you. I will tell you my story as I want it to be. So you will probably hear a lot what this person is expecting from a relationship. They will say, I want my partner to be this. I want my partner to be that. I want to live in this kind of area. I want to have it like this and so and so and so and so. So they have a little bit problem listening to other people, but they know how to make it comfortable for themselves. If you let your dominant intention to be revise and improve the content of the story you tell every day of your life, it is our absolute promise to you that your life will become that ever-improving story. For by the powerful law of attraction, the essence of that which is like unto itself is drawn, it must be. So I think you have a lot to learn from this person. Maybe you're a little bit more timid or a little bit more like reading into the other person's desires and needs. I think in this early stage of this relationship, you actually need to look into your desires and needs, because against this other person, it's very likely that you won't get your will through in other case in this relationship, that this other person's needs will be met and yours won't. So the divine wants you to learn here to be more able to say, to tell the other person that you want things like this and that you don't agree with them. So be a little bit less afraid of conflict and less afraid to not please this person, and try to find out what would be pleasing for you, because they are already all into pleasing themselves. So if you are letting them kind of struggle the way to the hill and leaving you behind, the relationship will be all about their needs, okay, and fulfill what they long for, and you will be taken for granted basically. So you deserve love. You are lovable, and comes in the reversed. So I think they have picked up that you are a very perfect candidate for them to get their will through, because you don't have the best self-esteem, or you don't love yourself enough to ask for things for yourself. So they feel, oh, this is a lovely codependent. This person can probably be a perfect cheerleader to my life, like a person that can follow all my whimsical ideas and get me what I want. And so they have picked up on you lacking a little bit on self-love and thinking that you don't deserve love if you are not bending over backwards and letting other people step all over you and things like this. So it's almost like they have looked you out to be their victim, and like they're a predator and you're the prey. So beauty, but they think you're very beautiful, and that's also very pleasing to them. Surround yourself with simple pleasure. Beauty is the language of the divine. So this person is a little bit out to have simple pleasures, and they find a beautiful soul that's very eager to please, and they want they want to have a relationship with you. They are very curious to explore this relationship with you and see what you can offer them. But I don't think that they are here to offer you that much. So you might want to be very assertive with seeing to that also your needs are being fulfilled in this relationship. It's probably going to be very educating, but this person is not here to make you happy. They are here to make themselves happy. So I'm sorry for that, but I hope this helps anyway. And if you are still puzzled, you can go to my channel page and watch my other pick a card readings or the love readings for November, December, that is up on this first channel page, the love readings for Sagittarius season. Okay, so I will move on with pile number 4. But first I will pick together these cards. And if you want to know how this story is going to end, you can also watch pile number 2, because that's a little bit later in this kind of relationship that you have with this person. And now I will move on with pile number 4. And we have this beautiful card, Presence. It's a very like a vulnerable being, and it feels like a little bit of shy relationship. But people are very mindful of what's going on underneath the surface, but it might be that words is not really spoken, or people are thinking a lot of things but is not really telling the other person. So we have the King of Swords in the reverse, the aeroplane, and the High Priestess. So I'm a little bit puzzled because I think I got very similar cards in another reading I did. And King of Swords here in the reverse, it feels like there's a person here in this equation that has, it's almost like they are a little bit covert. They have a lot of things that they have ideas and plans and schemes, but they are not telling other people. And it's not really that they have bad intentions, but they have this mind that is very much out to get perks. Okay, they might show up as a very well educated or well raised person that can they are kind of good in social situations but a little bit shy. And what they see with you, it's like they are seeing you a little bit like same, but also the enemy, because they know other people through themselves, and they think that everyone is have a fox behind their ear and are always planning and scheming like they are doing. So they think the same about you, but I think that you are a very empathic person and you don't think like this. But this person is all about making up plans and maybe manipulating people a little bit from behind the scenes to get their will through, because they are covert. They wouldn't tell you to your face, but they can give you small hints, and they can also punish you for behaviors that they don't like. And this might also be a description of you if this is how they see you. But for most of you, I feel that this is the other person and their approach towards you. It's like they want you, but they want to own you or possess you. And in the same time, they don't want to have any responsibility for you. So it's very interesting cards. But I think in the foundation, this is a shy person, okay? And you might be shy too, but I think that there's something with you, with your pure essence, with your empathy, that makes this person being very curious. I am an incredible, generous being. So it feels like you are very open and you talk about things and you reveal yourself, and they are amazed. How can a person reveal all this about themselves? It's dangerous. Now I know everything, how to take this person down. Can't they realize that? So they're a little bit shocked by your behavior and that you are so open and generous, and you share all your feelings and you share all your ideas, and You laugh and you show what makes you happy, you show what makes you sad. You're very like a live person. So this is very intriguing to them, but they also think that you're a little bit of a fool and that it's easy to manipulate you and that you're naive and like an easy victim to them. But in the same time, with the high priestess here, I feel that they feel that you are a little bit of a challenge, but I don't think it's when it comes to, I think you always speak the truth and you're open and vulnerable, but it might be a challenge for them to get you attracted to them or get you to, maybe you are also, because you're open and truthful and generous, you're also, it's easy for you to spot lies because you are always telling the truth. And when you see, no, that's a lie, I feel it in my bones, that can't be true. So it can be a little bit tricky to fool you, even though they have this idea that you are like a zebra on the savannah and they are the lion that's going to come and eat you. So appreciation and gratitude are different vibrational states. And here I feel that they are a little bit rude, like they are grateful for you because I feel that you are giving them a lot of things that makes life pleasant for them, but they don't really appreciate you. So it's like they are grateful for having you, but I think they are taking you a little bit for granted. When you feel gratitude, often you are looking at a difficulty that you have overcome, but there is still some of that struggle vibration present. The state of appreciation is seeing whatever you are looking at through the eyes of Source. So their life is a struggle, so they can be grateful for having you, but they can't truly appreciate you. It's a little bit because they are also afraid of losing you. So if they appreciate you, it will hurt to lose you. If they are grateful for you, they can be grateful for something else and when that they come, and they don't have to feel the hurt of losing you. So basically this person is trying to avoid their own feelings, and you are getting like stuck in the middle of that. The state of appreciation is seeing whatever you are looking at through the eyes of Source. So when we can appreciate things in their full splendor, we also risk ourselves because we are in our pure essence. And this person rather wants to be the watcher, like the person watch into a situation and figure out how to deal with the situation or to how to manipulate it to their favor. But if we appreciate something, love something, we need to be there with all our heart. You could walk down a crowded street with all kind of things that a lot of other people would find reason to criticize or worry about, and you would not have access to them because your vibration of appreciation is picking out for you things of a different vibrational nature. So this person would basically see a lot of things that they would, like they could see what's wrong with the person, what's wrong with this picture, what's wrong with this street, what's wrong with the car. But you will see the things that you appreciate about these things. So you are a less worried soul. They are a very worried soul, and you're more like, well, everything is fine. And you'll probably have more scales. Like you can be super happy and super sad, and things can vary. But for them, it's more like a flat line like this. And we have, from the Romance Angel, we have make the effort into the reversed. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. So it means that they don't want to make the effort because they don't want to show true appreciation. Because if they show appreciation and love, it means that they have something to lose. And they want to be this covert person hiding in the background of the scenes, manipulating it, and not ever have to lose anything, because they will know in pretext what will happen, because they can figure you out. They can figure out any situation. So it's like how they feel. They want things to be that way. It's not true, but it's like a survival skill that they have, that they can stay and watch and see, I know what's going to happen, so I don't even have to be disappointed because I'm not ever going to, have any hope in this situation, or I will never love that person or truly appreciate them. So when they do these bad things towards me, which I see will happen, I never even love them, so it's not going to hurt me. So you see, this is almost like a little child that's trying to avoid to get hurt. It's like never someone must have treated them in ways that made them this cunning. They are almost like a snake, you know, crawling, like sneaking in the background and biting your heel. But they are afraid that everyone else is like this too. So maybe they were raised by snakes. I don't know. But I feel with this presence card that they have, their soul has a deep appreciation for you. They don't want it to show just. Their soul long for you. They have things they want to express, but they are holding themselves back. Bring your mind into present moment time. Now is the only place to be. So that's where they can't be, because they are always in the future trying to figure out what's going to happen or how this thing will go wrong. And you're more here and now in the present moment. You don't think what the consequences are going to be with you telling about your problematic relationship with your cat or whatever. And then they think, well, they would never expose such an issue because it could be used against them. And they admire this with you, but they also laugh about this with you, that you are so naive. How to advise you with this person? Well, you could try to make them trust you. Maybe they will open up and they will be this lovely soul, which I feel that they are. They feel that they have found almost like a soulmate in you. But this is not a person that will have your back or, you know, will walk 100 miles for you. So maybe if you are like the idea of being a school teacher for a person that don't know what love is, then this is a perfect candidate. But if you rather want to be in a more equal relationship, it's better for you to move on. Okay, so I'm sorry, but this it's better to know than to be sorry later. Maybe this was from this person. This is their motto, maybe, or their life principles. Okay, so if you need more help, you can look at my channel page. I have more pick a card readings like this there, and you can also check out the love readings that's up for Sagittarius season, November to December. So until next time, take really good care and bye bye.